No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Breaking overnight, President Joe Biden granted a full and unconditional pardon to his son, Hunter.
Hunter Biden, this entire situation that we saw, Hunter Biden getting the blanket pardon that he got last night from his dad, from dear old dad over there. Now, this I got to tell you, folks, I've never seen anything like this. I've never heard of anything like this. A 10-year blanket pardon, which goes all the way back to what? Oh, that's right, January 2014. January 2014, that's a very specific date. Why would it go back? Could it be perhaps that someone's worried about, oh, I don't know, statute of limitations? Perhaps a 10-year statute of limitations? Oh, it's so perfect. Of course, because what was Hunter Biden up to back in 2014? Well, we know what Joe Biden was up to back in 2014 because he was intimately involved in something called the Maidan coup of 2014. And what was the Maidan coup, do you ask? Well, this was Biden, John McCain, Victoria Nuland, and the idea that they would overthrow the government of Ukraine and install a pro-Western, pro-U.S. leadership. This is the same type of thinking, by the way. Keep in mind, this is only a couple of years after the same group of people kicked off the Syrian civil war. And we're going to talk about it in a second because Syria is kicking off too. But understand, this is the neocon, neoliberal, color revolution, regime change operation manifesto. This is their playbook. This is exactly what they do every time. They run these operations around the world. They think that they know best. They know who should be in charge of that country. No. It'll be great for Ukraine if we get rid of this guy. We're going to install our own president of Ukraine. He's going to be so much better. Oh, and by the way, we're going to grease the skids with Hunter Biden. We're going to grease the skids with some money from dear old dad. Yeah, throw him on the board of Burisma. Don't worry about it. That's going to make sure that we take. And keep in mind, Biden was never supposed to be president. Remember, you got to go all the way back, folks. You got to go way back. You got to put yourself in the mindset of 2014. Hillary Clinton was supposed to be president in 2016. Hillary Clinton was supposed to win. And once you understand that Hillary Clinton was supposed to win 2016, then the rest of this all falls into place. Because you think, wait a minute, why does it seem like so many of these operations are either half-baked or ridiculous? They're not well thought out. They're not well put together because they were never meant to stand up to scrutiny. The Steele dossier wasn't meant to stand up to scrutiny. Hunter Biden was never supposed to stand up to scrutiny. Burisma was never supposed to stand up to scrutiny. The Biden crime family, and that's what they are, and that's what this pardon proves, that they are and have always been the Biden crime family. You got Jersey Jill from Jersey, Jersey Jill. Oh yeah, Jersey Jill, probably holding her husband's arthritic hand there while he signs the document, signing over it. And by the way, there's no love lost between Jill and Hunter Biden. Understand that. There's no love lost between Jill and Hunter Biden. What's really going on here? She doesn't want anyone digging into it. None of them want anyone digging into. They're worried they don't want a Kash Patel or a Pam Bondi or Donald Trump himself asking any questions or having any situation where he can really dig in. And they know Hunter is the fall guy. So what do? They give him the blanket pardon. By the way, the blanket pardon for Hunter Biden also covers what? Oh, right. The White House cocaine. Remember the White House cocaine? Well, I guess Hunter Biden could walk right out today and say, yep, it was mine. Doesn't matter. Blanket pardon, blanket immunity. You got to love it, folks. An absolute blanket pardon. And that's the plenary power of the president when it comes to pardons at the federal level, too. No president can have their pardon overturned. So what does that mean? So that means it's an absolute power of the presidency, plenary power. So the Supreme Court can't overturn it. Congress can't overturn it. The next president can't overturn it. In fact, Joe Biden himself can't even overturn this pardon because that's the way it's written, folks. That's the way it works. But Jill wasn't worried about Hunter. She didn't care about Hunter. She cared about Hunter going public. She cared about Hunter putting this out. And I got a report last night, actually a couple of reports asked around, and they said that, yeah, Hunter Biden was sitting there up in Nantucket with his dad at Thanksgiving dinner and telling dear old dad, according to White House officials and other Hill sources, that he was telling dear old dad at the dinner table in front of everyone about a book that he was thinking about writing, about all the things that he's been through. Because remember, Hunter Biden was about to be sentenced in just about 2 weeks' time, actually 10 days' time, December 12th. And so he didn't want to get sentenced. He didn't want to go to jail. He wouldn't do any of that. And so he said, Dad, I'm going to have a lot of time when I'm in jail for these sentences, for this gun charge, these tax evasion crimes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll write a book. In fact, Dad, I've already started working on the book. I'm gonna put it out. What do you think about that, Dad? I still got my tongue. I can still speak freely. Unless something were to happen, Dad, I don't know. Do you get it? Jill and Joe were trying to save their own tails. That's what's going on here. And it coincides with everything. That's why it goes all the way back to 2014. The CIA coup of Ukraine, covered. The biolabs, Metabiota, covered. CEFC, the Chinese energy concern, covered. The CCP deals, covered. All of it covered. Kazakhstan, Russia, the Moscow mayor's wife. It's all covered, folks. Every single bit of it. The trips to Dubai, all this. And by the way, this Burisma story, I remember I've been reporting on this for going on 5 years now. 5 years. And this was never supposed to be public, right? Because remember, going back to what I was saying before, Hillary was supposed to be president, and this was supposed to be the Biden nest egg. The plan was, remember, Obama always knew that Biden would screw up. Obama told everyone this. Obama said, remember, Joe Biden, don't underestimate Biden's ability to fudge things up. Let's say fudge things up. Barack Obama used a different word. So this was supposed to be the nest egg. Obama passes Biden over for Hillary, endorses Hillary in 2016, has her run. She wins. Biden doesn't get it. But then all of a sudden, this accident of history, Biden says, I'm going to run in 2020. And then because they had COVID and everything else going on board, suddenly Biden gets installed. And he still screws it up. He still screws it up because he's that much of a screw up. And then Obama comes in. This is the real story of everything, folks. This is the real story of what went on in your government. Then Obama comes in, and we did this all in we outline all of this in Bulletproof for you to see. Obama comes in with Michelle, and then he gets Oprah involved and George Clooney and all the rest of it, and pulls Biden from the presidency, pulls him out and says, you're not going to run. And so he puts Kamala Harris in there, and then he installs his own loyalists and his own people in the campaign around Kamala Harris. They go down in flames. The real way to understand everything that you've seen over the last decade or so is the fact that Barack Obama hates Joe Biden. He always has. The bromance has been a complete farce,